Hey, welcome back to Corbellic Studios. I'm Corbellic. Today, we're going to be talking about something very important, and it's the psychology of find your why. This is very key. This is going to be very important. I'm going to reiterate this 1,000 times. That's why I showed up today in one of my old work uniforms. I showed up in this old work uniform. Sometimes I show up to the studio and I wear this. It's been a few months since I showed up and I wore this, but I thought it was key today because I knew I was going to have this conversation with you on how to succeed and how you need to remind yourself whatever you need to do to remind yourself so you can have it instilled in you to your core. You need to even write it down. Years ago, I used to read these things in business books about find your why. And I used to be like, oh yeah, of course, something simple. Oh, kids, bills, things like that. No, it needs to be deeper than that. Because if you don't find your why and if you don't actually write it down with a thorough list, then it's just going to be shallow enough where you're not going to succeed, and you're only going to succeed enough so it's about you. And you're only going to succeed enough so you can pay your bills. And once you hit that limit, then you're going to stop, or you're not going to go as hard. People ask me all the time, hey, it seems like you're always working and you're so productive. Man, how many hours of the day do you have? How are you able to grind it out? I'm used to it because I've been grinding it for years because I found my whys. I wrote them down on paper and I read it over and over, or sometimes I'll even wear this as an example. This was a company that I used to work for years ago, like 10, 11 years ago, and I was a pricing analyst there. It was like an aftermarket car parts place or something where they would buy car parts for, I don't know. I couldn't even tell you, sports cars, something, things that don't even matter. Like, why is that even interesting? I'm not even into cars and stuff like that, but I was a pricing analyst. And of course, you have to pay the bills. So at the time, I needed the money so I could get out of a debt situation that I was in. And then as soon as I got myself out of this situation, I was only at the company for maybe 6 months, and as soon as I got myself out of the situation, I left. I don't even think I gave it 2 weeks notice, but I kept this shirt as a reminder. Because I remember during the time when I worked for the company, I said to myself that I never wanted to be in a situation where I wasn't free. I wasn't even painting at this time. I didn't have an idea that I was going to have my own business. I didn't know what the future was going to be, but I just knew that I did not want to be sitting at a corporate cubicle putting in numbers of things that didn't matter. And it just sucked. It sucked because there were so many days where every single day I was like, I did something wrong, or I had to figure out some type of numbers, and you had to put it into a pie chart, but then the formula on Excel with a VLOOKUP, and you could do a price matching, and then you had to do analyticals. And always with these companies, no matter where I worked at, even if it was this company or any other company, when it comes to finance in corporate America, you always had to make fiscal over fiscal, fiscal over fiscal. So really what it means is that every company that's out there, a lot of people don't know this, but every company that's out there, every year they have to make a profit. So even if they had a record-breaking year, the next year, you have to make more money than that. Every year they have to show that the books is higher and higher and higher. So it gets to a point where it's like, when is the greed enough? And it's just about making the money. But when I was in these corporations, right, or when I was in this situation, and maybe we came up with a policy that the company would save money because here you cut the price like this, you cut the price like that. A lot of times when they want to cut price, or if they want to make more money, fiscal over fiscal, they'll actually lay off a department, and so they can make the money. They call it restructuring. But when I notice, it's like, okay, let's say I do save them money. You think they'll come to you at your desk and say, hey, you know what? You make sure that we save $5 million or $7 million. We're going to give you 1% of that on your salary. No, you don't. You don't get that. You know what you get? Good boy. Good boy. That's what you get. And I keep these things noted to myself. I have like a journal where I have things noted of reminders of why I push forward. And that way I'm able to work harder. I'm able to be thankful for where I'm at. I don't day trade. And I understand that other people, this isn't for everybody. This isn't for everybody who maybe you want to day trade the numbers. Oh, you had a bad sell yesterday. Oh, you had a bad sell today. It happens, but you're going to make up for it on the back end. I don't care about the numbers from today or tomorrow because it always adds up. And I'm building the snowball effect where all of it will sell. I'm thankful to God that I'm able to even sell the art because I've had situations where I was a gallery artist. I'm an Instagram artist, but I'm not able to sell any of the artwork. I'm not able to box things up. I don't have where I'm building up a clientele of real followers who are buying my artwork consistently. I mean, that's a blessing by itself. And it's easy for us to take these things for granted. I know I was taking it for granted a couple times where I'm just used to it, but I remind myself, this is how I don't take it for granted. Because I remind myself of where I came from 10 years ago, where I was in a situation that I didn't see a way out. I didn't see myself doing what I'm doing now. I didn't see myself where I get to do what I'm doing now, and I get to talk to you about it in the philosophy and the mindset about corporate America, about where I came from, about work, and about, also implementing these things that I learned on the business side, and I put it in eBay, and then I failed on eBay, and then I learned the system on the inside, and I took courses with eBay so I could figure out things as well too, and I'm giving it back to you. All right, so find your why. You have to find your why. It's important. If your why is not big enough, then you're not going to believe in yourself. And you're not going to believe in this program. You're not going to believe. You have to have the belief, and you have to have your why because it has to be more important than you. And I tell people all the time, it's not up to me. It's up to me to show you the business side, and it's up to me to show you, where I'm still working. I'm still doing the painting. I'm here with you, and I'm being productive, and I'm showing you how loose it is, where it doesn't matter with the art, but it's not up to me to tell you what your journey is, because I might not know what your journey is yet, and maybe you didn't hit rock bottom enough, or you're not there yet to where you feel like it doesn't matter, and I'm just going to do this. This is better than the situation that I'm at. This is a way for you where you can make additional income for you, your family. You can have retirement, or if you're on a fixed income. That's why I said this is perfect for people who are also retirees. They do well with this because excitement fades. Yeah, everybody gets excited at first. You know what that feeling feels like. I'm going to start this program. Corbellic said that I just list on eBay and I'm going to make all this money and it's going to come. Yes and no, we sell physical products here. So you're going to have to create the art. But then there's going to be the days where you're alone and you're creating the art. There's going to be the times where you're creating the art and you're pumping that water well for the water to come, but the water's not there yet. And you're feeling like you're a failure, or, oh, it's a slow auction. Oh, he said that it's going to be the 10 days and then I'm going to list. And then the first week or so, the money's going to come. It doesn't work like that. You have to show that you're a reliable person. eBay doesn't know who you are. They don't know if you're a talented artist. They don't know what you're creating. It doesn't matter about that. What matters is that you're being consistent. So why would they give you good sales if they don't know who you are and you didn't prove yourself? eBay's not going to be a multi-billion-dollar corporation if this didn't work, if this doesn't work. It's eBay. You just have to work the system, and you have to have your whys, because you're going to have days where the excitement is over with and you're going to be bored. And then when you're bored, you're just going to say to yourself, oh, it doesn't work, or it's me. It's not you. It's just that you have to find your why. And I can't walk you. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody has to go through their own path in life to find what their why is and what's going to bring you there. My journey is different than yours. And hey, if you're in a situation where maybe your whys aren't big enough and you're blessed and you're just you got the money flowing through, then you're not going to find your whys because it's not important like that for you to do it. Now, emotions changes all the time. In the morning time, before I went to corporate America, I said to myself, man, today's the day. I'm so tired of this job. I am going to figure it out. As soon as I get off of work at 5 p.m., watch, I'm going to work on my business and I'm going to make changes. Everything's going to happen. Then what happens when you get off of work? Do you feel like working on that business? No, you don't. You don't feel like doing what you said that you're going to do because emotions change. And especially when your mind is completely different. In the morning time, you got this energy, you're going to do this, and you're frustrated because you have to wake up early to go to work. Use that fire. These are the fires that I use in my artwork. That's how I'm able to produce so much artwork. That's why I come with the mindset that I don't care. I don't care because it's subjective, it's art. And I'll be damned if I'm going to have somebody tell me that it matters so much and that I'm not going to be able to get the money that I need to get to sell to get on to the next one just because you went to art school or you want to say what the rules are. You're not going to tell me what your rules are because your rules are not my rules. And I'm here to make the money, but I'm here to also show you how to do it for yourself. Use the passion. Use that passion. Use the fuel to do it. I don't care. It works. That's why a lot of my great art, I feel that inside of me. I still feel it to this day. You know, thank God that I've worked myself out of debt. I worked myself out of a bad situation long time ago through eBay, but I still use that passion to this day where I'll be damned if I'm going to have somebody tell me what I can paint, what I can't do, what type of subjects that I can't do. I appreciate all the support, but don't come on this channel telling me what I can and cannot paint or how I should paint it, or you thinking that you have a concept of that you know who I am, but you don't know me. I'm a complete stranger and you don't know me. But that's what the thing is. You have to find the fuel inside of you to push through it, because if not, your brain is always going to choose the easiest route. Your brain is waiting for you to fail. Your brain is in a condition lock of failure, and you're in this loop of failure. And you know how hard it is to break out of it? You have to be a special person to break out of it. But the way how you could break out of it, take the time to just sit down for 10 to 20 minutes and write down your whys. Don't feel like somebody's going to read it. You know, have a journal where you're reminded of situations that were bad for you. You're reminded of a situation that you didn't have money and maybe your car broke down, or that your wife was sick, or that your husband, he lost his job, or that something with your family, your mother, or something like that. Or even if these situations haven't happened, thank God, put yourself in a situation in the future where it can happen. And if you don't have money, or if you don't have any kind of income or something like that, an extra footing, then what would you do? What would you do? Put yourself in these situations, write it down. These are your whys. Make it bigger than yourself. Because if not, you're not going to be able to push past it, and you're going to be day trading the numbers. You're going to be day trading the numbers because you don't believe in it, and that's fine. Then that's not for you. It all adds up in the end. But if you don't have your whys, then it's not important enough for you, and you haven't hit rock bottom enough yet to be like, it doesn't matter. You have to be delusional. You have to be a time traveler. Because you're going to have times where it's boring. It's not always exciting. I've done 17,000 paintings. You think I like all of them? You think that I wasn't bored? It gets boring. I mean, it sounds great to somebody where it's like, yeah, your job is so cool. You get to create all day, and it is cool, but you find the success in the most mundane things. You have to be comfortable doing the mundane things. And I'm going to give you another psychological trick or advice here that I don't talk about on here. You have to make sure that your dopamines are low, meaning don't be on your phone all the time, be attracted to the clicks and the likes, because that's dopamine feeding your brain. Don't binge watch too much of TV, television, and Netflix. Your dopamine is too high. Don't do things of certain thing that it's going to raise your dopamines, where it's your reward level in your brain, where you're rewarding yourself. Because once you reward yourself too much in your brain doesn't understand the difference between real life success and the dopamines that you're giving yourself. So then when your dopamines are too high, the mundane and boring things that you need to do to be successful, you won't want to do it. And it's going to seem like torture. The only way that this is fun is because you're going to be able to get through it is because you built your whys, but also your dopamines are low. Let me give you a great example. You ever see people who are in prison And then all of a sudden they become very productive, and all of a sudden they're all MacGyvers. They know how to do all this fancy majiggy, and they know how to fix stuff, and they wire, and all of a sudden they're like all these tech people, and they know how to do all this stuff. You know why? It's because their dopamine is low, where they don't have anything else but to focus on the job at hand. So do things where your dopamines become low. When you're at work, make sure your dopamines are low. That's why I talk about the 90 minutes. No distractions, no phones, no anything. Make sure that you're in a situation where the work becomes your fun. There's nothing else to distract you. There's nothing else to raise your dopamine, your rewards level. I'm giving you top gym game here. This is the type of stuff that I don't even talk about in my elite community. These are things that I talk about on a one-on-one coaching with people that I have. All right. This is thousands of dollars worth of coaching that I'm giving to you right now. And it's up to you. I can't tell you of what's your journey. It's up to you to either take it or don't. Now, why? Because there's going to be moments like we talked about where the sales look like it's low and you're going to be feeling low, especially starting out. But starting out, this is part of the system. eBay doesn't know if you're a degenerate. They don't know if you're a scammer. They don't know if you're not shipping your items. You need to prove yourself. You need to build up that conversion rate. But while you're building it up, you're going to be sad to yourself because you equated you spending all this time on art pieces that I told you not to spend more than 10, 12, 15 minutes on. I told you not to spend that much time on it. So if you want to spend more time on it, then that's your fault, because when you're starting off selling your conversion rate, that it sells for $5, $10, $15, whatever. But you're starting off, at least you're making the money. I know when I was starting off, and as soon as I seen sales like that, I'd be happy when I was starting off and I was making $5 sales. You know how much gallery artwork that I gave away in my early days? I didn't have a coach or a mentor like me. I was giving away so much just so I could build up my conversion rate. And these are pieces that I spent a lot of time on, but I didn't care because I had hit rock bottom where I was done playing the game. If you still want to play the game, play the game. I'm not telling you not to play the game. I'm just telling you this is for people who are done with it and they want the realness, the truth. Build your list. These are some of my things of what I built. 9-to-5 situations, the type of jobs that I work. I wear this uniform at times where I come in here so I can be thankful how far I came. I mean, I was wearing this shirt to a job where I had to be an analyst and make numbers about anything. And then now I made myself into a millionaire. Freedom. Think about the freedom of what you could do. You could spend time with your family. You could spend time crafting how you want to go about your day, as long as you're consistent with your 90 minutes. Then you'll be more consistent of knowing. Freedom only comes from discipline. Once you're disciplined in your life, then you're going to get the freedom. Break old patterns. Like I said, once you're in a failure circle, once you're in a failure and you're in this, it's kind of like what they say about breaking old generation curses. You're in a generation curse and it's up to you to break it. But your mind is the one that's keeping you in the loop because your whys are not big enough. You need to fight that and you need to look past it, because failure is just an illusion in your mind. You're scared. What do they always say? Scared money makes no money. Stop being scared. I mean, that you have to stop being scared. You have to write down your whys and you have to go for it. Ex-friends, you have to write these things down too. You probably got ex-friends out there or ex-spouses. Maybe you had a bad divorce. Maybe you had a situation like, where these people, they're laughing behind your back. They're laughing behind your back that you're a loser and that you're not being successful. You need to keep these things in your mouth. And then the best revenge is that you become successful. You don't have to rub it in anybody's face or anything like that. Just you being productive and you being successful, you staying on your path. You need to write these things down as your fuel. These people are laughing at you. You being in debt. You need to think about your kids as well. Make it bigger than you. Once you make it bigger than you and you have all of these things, read it to yourself. That's the real affirmations that people talk about. This is the secret. When people go to courses that they spend $10,000 on, They talk about what I'm giving you right now for free. And I'm giving you all the gems because I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on courses. And these are the real things. These are the real affirmations you need to write down. And let me guess, some of you are so lazy or so arrogant that you don't even want to take the time out to write down your whys for 10 to 20 minutes. You can't even do that. Oh, well, I'll get around to it. I'll get around to it, or I'll do it. This is important. This is how you're going to be able to be successful. Write this down and fuel the anger if you have to. I say anger, but it could also be passion. It could be emotions. All right. So that was a breakdown right there. That was a very important one for me. That's something very deep to my heart. And that's something that I know could be beneficial for you. I know that's something that can help you become successful that a lot of people don't talk about. All right. Because it's deeper than just, yeah, I talk about the algorithms. Oh, we do paint and we joke around. But really, this was as important because, I want you to be successful. I want you to be successful for your family. I want you to believe in it. I don't want you to give up so easily because you haven't found your whys. You didn't write these things down and you didn't prioritize in your mind of there is no going back. All right. So if you want to learn more about how you can do this for yourself and how you can take care of your family, how you can make the sales, all the templates, everything is built for you. You don't need social media. You don't need Instagram. You don't need any kind of mail list or any of the stuff that they tried to tell you. You could just be practical, make the art. You don't have to have experience. I break everything down for you. I had the copy, paste, templates, all of it. All right. Click the link, join us at the free eBay art community. I'm going to see you in the next video.